Hey guys, my name is Nogan and welcome to my C++ series. So I hope you guys are doing good. Um, so in today's video, we are touching on the second part of this instant member functions in classes. So today we're focusing on a destructor in C++, like what is a destructor in the class scope. Try and define what is a constructor, destructor, and also how it works with the constructor. Because now in the previous video, we focus on a class constructor. It's a constructive implementation of something in a class scope. If you haven't watched the previous video, you got up there. Go and check it out because more we spoke about like the type of constructors we have in C++. The one that takes arguments in the one that takes no arguments is a means of implementation. Now in today's video, we are focusing on the destructor to destruct something or try to remove something eventually. But now, um, outside the main function here, I'm going to create a class. I'm going to say class. I'm going to say car. Also, now in here, I'm going to have a public specifier. And I'm going to have also a constructor here and destructor. Because now a destructor works hand in hand with the constructor. We'll right now just try to define what is a destructor. So I'm going to say class again. The class name of a constructor is in the same name as a class, which is going to be car. Parentheses. Give it the body. We'll also say cout destructor. And also now here after this we declare now a destructor. Now let's define now eventually what is a destructor. A destructor is an instant member function that is invoked automatically whenever an object is created. So which means when it's created now, the object also based on its creation, the destructor can be called also automatically and destroyed. That segments or initializations. Now, a destructor is the last function that is going to be called before any object is destroyed eventually. Now, how do you define a destructor? A destructor you define it by using now this tilde symbol. This tilde symbol here, this tilde symbol eventually now, this one eventually defines a constructor. Then you have to give now the constructor the same name as the class name of car here. So I'm going to say now also here car, parentheses also, give the body, we'll just see out segment, and I'm going to say here we have a destructor. Awesome. What is important is the following here. If you look at now based on the definition of this, the constructor is the same class name as car, but now what is different about this, it doesn't have this symbol here, which is called a tilde symbol, which means this symbol shows you right now we are eventually instantiating a remove of something, which means it's the same definition of a constructor and destructor, the same thing, but only what is different now is a symbol that justifies by saying this right now here becomes a destructor of a class name car. Now, let's go to the main function here and try to justify this understanding, like where's it going. I'm going to say now car. I'm going to say now, let's say Volkswagen. Say Volkswagen, say Polo. Awesome. Volkswagen again. Polo. Then, yeah. Okay. So basically, yeah. Only this is important because I forgot again that we don't have any members that have been defined or functions in here. Yeah. What you have to do eventually just create now a object of the class name car, like Volkswagen here. So eventually when this is now created by declaration eventually here, this object of Volkswagen Polo automatically will call now this constructor and destructor. Let's just go to the compiler here and check if there's any syntax errors. Click Control Shift B to compile your program. Awesome. So succeeded. Now after this, let's run our program and see like what is the output of this two implementations here. Go to local media background on top here and right click on it and just click on it and see what is the output of this. Awesome. As you can see guys right now here, the constructor is called eventually here. But now what is interesting is something here. The destructor is even called eventually. Interesting. Now let's see in terms of implementation why is that. Awesome. So, okay, basically right now, based on the output right now, we want to see now the output of a constructor being displayed there, but there is no any output of now a destructor. So let's try and see what's happening with this implementation here. So right now, I'm going to use a breakpoint to see now, eventually if the compiler is going to go to the line of code eventually and see if eventually when you run this through breakpoint, when you compile, do not analysis point of view, do we see any implementation of this? So I'm going to go to this line of this line 8 code here. Just click there, put a breakpoint, and now run this. Awesome. Okay, so let's analyze and see what's happening, because now right now we don't see any output of eventually of that being displayed eventually of any destructor. Okay, interesting. As you can see, eventually we have now an error here, not an error eventually, but now a almost like a run execution here, which means it displays also here, which means eventually when this line of code 8 is being also hit, the destructor, based on its definition, because remember, the destructor has the same name as the class name, preceded by the tilde symbol as you saw there. And also it is not possible to define more than one destructor. So eventually, based on runtime implementation, the destructor is only one way to destroy the object created by the constructor. So when the constructor here is being hit based on the line of code eventually here, if it's been hit, when I jump into the constructor, we should display also those statements the constructor is called. But initially, when that happens, eventually there's an automatical call. There is an automatic call execution where now the destructor also is being called upon execution, where it also has been called and been destroyed also eventually afterwards. So if we go on top here, if you click on function 11 to step into your constructor, let's say function 11. As you can see now here, we have 11 milliseconds elapsed of time, which means we hit this line of code eventually here, as you can see. So if you click on control, if you click on function 11 again, okay, which means the line of code has been hit eventually here of now line 11. As you can see, 64 milliseconds also been displayed there. Now function 11 again, let's see where we're going. Okay, awesome. After that, we're going to go to the line 26 eventually here, where we pause our system and we execute our program from here. So basically, as you can see, there is a much more like defined perspective what's happening with the constructor eventually, as you can see on top here, from line 8 until line 26. But now, let me stop this and also go back here. Now, if I remove the breakpoint from this line of code here, and I go to line 13 here, I want to show you guys something here. If I just also try to debug this by running this, basically automatically we see the statement now the constructor is called. Now if you go here and check something here, it jumped from line 13 to line 14 initially. So this line of code also has been hit automatically, but now this destructor was being destroyed upon calling it automatically. So eventually when this constructor is being called, the destructor also has been called automatically. What I'm displaying is contents in here, as you can see. So eventually right now guys here, this destructor and constructor go hand in hand. Whenever constructor is called, the destructor is also called upon automatically, and it destroys all the content is displayed in the body of that constructor, of the destructor, as you can see here. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. In the next video, we'll speak about now again the implementations of this, and also see how we can use eventually variables or variables or members of functions with now a constructor and destructor, and how we can see now why is that eventually when we create a constructor, the members in there are being destroyed, because now a constructor and destructor is also mostly used in terms of memory management when you want to allocate and deallocate memory in your program. These two instant memory functions are very important for implementation here. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to comment down below if any questions, and also subscribe to my channel. Thanks.